Hi everyone, my name is Christina and I'm an implementation consultant at ProSymmetry. In this video, we will talk about a common use case in which project managers, or just the people responsible for the pieces of work in your system, use Tempus to get a quick holistic view of their portfolio and the current allocations across all of their projects to see approaching bottlenecks or risks to their portfolio. This is best achieved in Tempus via either a custom flatgrid view set up in your personal environment and/or a public project manager specific flatgrid view that might be set up by your Tempus administrator. So let's take a look. In Tempus, I'm going to click on the bulk project allocation flatgrid. And in my view center here, I'm first going to select the custom view that I have created for myself called My Portfolio. When I click on this view, this is going to give me a great view of all of the projects that I'm responsible for and the allocations on those projects across the months that I have chosen to bring in here. We can see that what I've configured for myself is that all of my projects are grouped by project name, which is creating a bucket underneath each project that I can expand to then see who is assigned to that project and the allocations across the months that I have chosen to display here. We also can see that I have chosen to insert the portfolio attribute, project-specific attribute, so I can see which of the overarching portfolios each project in my portfolio belongs to. In my options, we can see that I have chosen to overlay a resource heat map. So that's where those colors are coming from so that I can quickly see which of my projects may have some under or over utilization, presenting possibly a risk to my portfolio. I've also chosen to show a total row so that I can quickly see how many, in this case, FTEs are assigned to my projects over each month. I've also chosen to display the total demand planning row and named total rows here. That way I can see of all of the allocations across my projects, how much time is allocated to named people versus demand planning or generic roles. So I can see here that I've got still some time assigned to those demand planning roles in February, also in July, and this could present a risk to my portfolio if I still have some time being allocated to not real people, and that work still needs to go to real people in order to get done. With this view, I can easily see where my projects may be constrained or approaching bottlenecks, or where they may be at risk for understaffing. And I can easily adjust the allocations to mitigate those risks all in one place across all of my projects just by simply clicking into my projects, clicking into the individual cells and making my allocation adjustments here and saving my changes. If I want to make this view my default so that it's the first thing I see when I come into the flatgrid, I can do that by just clicking on the star icon next to the view name. Another way of achieving this overarching view of a project manager's portfolio is by using a public view that a Tempus administrator would be setting up in their admin settings. So I have one that has been shared with me here. I can see that it's public, denoted by the blue eye icon, and it's called Project Managers. If I click here, we can see that all of the projects are being pulled in here across the full year of 2025. And they're being grouped by project manager first, then project name, and then the resources assigned to those projects. So if I'm a project manager, I can come into this view and I can simply expand my bucket to see the projects that I am responsible for and the people who are assigned to each project and their allocations. But of course, I also now have insight into the other project managers and their portfolios. So I can maybe make some comparisons of how they are staffed and any risks present to those portfolios as well. We can see that my administrator has also chosen to insert the project priority attribute for us here, as well as the portfolio attribute. So as we're digging down into the allocations, we can see which priority that project belongs to and which overarching portfolio. The administrator has also, in our options, again, chosen to overlay that resource heat map and show the total demand planning row as well as the name total row so that each project manager can get a sense of how much time is being allocated to named resources versus demand planning resources, and maybe talk about the risks that are associated there. If I like the way this view is set up, but I want to further personalize it for myself, I do have the option of also cloning this public view and basically using that as a starting point for a new view that I want to create in my personal environment. So I can use this as a jumping off point, make some adjustments here, rename it, and save it in my environment to use going forward. This wraps up how a project manager might achieve a holistic view of their portfolio and the allocations on those projects. If you'd like more information about how to set up custom or public views, there are great resources within our Help Center or Tempus YouTube for step-by-step guides. Thanks and have a great day.